Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm basically going to take you through installing .NET on your Chromebook, and I've just gone through the process, so I'm just going to take you through the steps that I took to make it work. So this is the official documentation on VS Code, and it gives you a bunch of paths or links to go to be able to install .NET, and it was actually a bit of a stretch, so I'm just going to take you through the paths I took. And beware that my processor, it's an ARM based processor, so my installation is going to be mainly focused on ARM, but I'm not going to leave the AMD 64 people out. So first off, they need us to install an extension which is C# dev kit, but I'll come back to that later. Let's find a way to install the .NET SDK, which if you look down here you see the install link. I'll basically put the links in the description so you can follow it and download it, and I'll make sure to describe them very well. So the first link we go to is the .NET page, which basically takes you to a bunch of instructions that you can use to install .NET. And the version I installed was the long-term support version, which is 6.0 for some reason, but you can install the 7.0 if you wish to. So clicking on this link will take you here, and this is an instruction page for installing .NET SDK on different machines and different Linux distros. So this is for Debian. Yes, so if you want to install it on Debian, you can use this. So this is for AMD 64, because on the site they specifically say that there are no packages for Debian, or to use sudo apt-get to get it. You have to either use snap or install the binaries or do it manually. So this is for Debian. You can just go through this if you're on Debian AMD 64, if that's your processor, to install it. Okay. And for those with ARM 64 like myself, I had to go here to install it manually. So if you look to the left of the instructions page, you can see install with snap. This is available if you have snap, but for some reason my snap isn't working. And install scripts and binaries, so that's what I'm using right now. So that's basically doing it manually, but it's not really manual if you copy and paste a bunch of instructions, right? So make sure to check the dependency list to make sure you have the dependencies installed. Then scroll to the bottom. Okay, so we have two versions, right? We have the scripted install and doing it manually. So I use the scripted install to do it. So basically you get the install script from online. So you copy this, paste it in your terminal, it downloads it, then you grant it some sudo permissions by running this command. So you basically just copy and paste the commands. It's actually that simple. Then you come down here to execute the install script you downloaded. So you copy this, paste. Then when you're done, so these are actually two similar scripts. We have installing the SDK and just installing the JRE. So that's installing the runtime environment rather, sorry. Okay, so when you run the script, it installs it on your system, but then you will have to configure the path to that. So let me show you my terminal. I hope this isn't very confusing. Okay, so this is where it all started from. If you look closely, you can see here I'm highlighting those points. So this is where I downloaded it from. Then I set the permissions here. It has no output. Okay, and then executing it, as you can see here, executing. So it installed it, and when you install it, you can't run .NET. You can't run .NET. So I had to open my bashrc file or bash profile. So whichever one you prefer, both of them will work. So I opened my bash.bashrc file. You can literally run this and replace the places you need to replace with the right text. So when you open your bashrc file, it will be something like this. So you paste this in here and paste this too in here. They are all available on the site here. So you copy this, paste it in your bashrc file, and copy this and paste. Then come back to your terminal and run source and your bashrc file. So this basically recompiles or reruns that particular file. So after that, if you can see here, I run .NET and it's running, and if I check the version, you see it's the 6.0. so that's the long-term support version. Okay, so thank you for watching. This was a video to install the .NET SDK on Linux, specifically ChromeOS with an ARM based processor. So it was a bit tedious going through all that, so that's why I just compiled everything into one video for you. So just go through the processes. I'll put the links in the description below, so make sure to check them out and do it very easily. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.